Hi all! So a while ago on YouTube, I stumbled down a wormhole of small kitchen appliance reviews. As I was looking to buy an air fryer and perhaps maybe a pressure cooker, that's when I stumbled across one of the worst YouTube chefs of all time. His name is Jack Scalfani, as I like to call him, Jack Salmonella Scalfani. I watch video after video of him butcher, sometimes quite literally, recipes. Imagine driving slowly past a multi-car pileup on the interstate. That's my face as I watched him teach the internet how to make partially cooked meals of varying types and taking awful and unneeded shortcuts to recipes that are already quick to prepare. The absolute horror of Jack's lazy man chefing, air quote, techniques to my boyfriend Tom. And now, since we can't unsee it, we are opening your eyes to it as well. I'm Michelle, and I welcome you to join us for this horrific journey, better known as Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. Welcome back to Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
We're back with another cultural abomination video.
Hate crime disguising itself as a cooking video.
Oh, okay. So you must be talking about the stuffed grape leaves then.
Yes.
It's released Friday, March 26th. It has only 1.8 thousand views.
Which is ironic because Jack said that this is a request video, that people have been clamoring for more of his wider cultural palette videos. He said that the previous Greek video that he did, I don't remember if it was a salad or some other type of Greek dish video that he did. Was it a chicken dish?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't either. It's not important. He's lying.
It was forgettable, basically.
Right. Whether or not he actually made the Greek dish, I'm sure that he did, but how much feedback could he have gotten?
He doesn't have the comments turned on. The only way to reach him is through email.
Right, or his private Facebook group page, which is basically the people he knows in real life who are just as deluded as he is. So people he checks anyway, like it's the people he gatekeeps anyway. He's
shouting into an echo chamber, basically.
Exactly. So it's his echo chamber. So like he's only going to get praise. Of course, so someone must have in all of that said, yeah, Jack, no, nice to see you doing the Greek video, and I see you, expanding your cultural palette. So of course, that's all Jack wants is praise. So that's what he took. So that's what he's getting.
We did our homework on this because neither the Lazy Man or I are familiar with creating stuffed grape leaves. I don't think I would even eat them. I have textural issues that I don't think I could eat these. And
I love the filling. I'm not a big fan of eating the grape leaf itself,
right.
But I've had many different variants of stuffed grape leaves. I've had Lebanese, I've had Iranian. The Lazy Man, for once upon a time, may or may not have been kind of like the troop photographer for a belly dance troupe or two in his time. Yeah, I've eaten probably 12.5 different Mediterranean joints of various descriptions.
So he has a little bit of experience, but we took to YouTube and we watched a bunch of videos last night to see where exactly Jack went wrong here. Well, Jack being Jack, he always goes wrong somewhere.
Most of it comes down to not so much ingredients this time. He seems to get the ingredients right, although he's only using beef here. A lot of people seem to use lamb for this.
And a lot of people don't even use meat. It's traditional in some cultures not to use
vegetarian,
any.
Yeah.
Right.
You do more what they call kibbe or vegetarian. What he blows apart here is the technique.
Yeah, the technique is just shit.
Yeah, well, you could tell he had the idea to do this, and Jack does no research. So Jack just pulled a recipe, probably the first search result he got, and he just barely skimmed through it, didn't pay attention to the little details of which side of the leaf you use, or how you roll it, or how you weight them down, or how you make the lemon sauce at the end of it. He just breezed through it and thought, screw it, I'll just balls it out. I'll figure this out as I go along.
How hard could it be?
Right.
It's difficult. It's not an easy task.
What we get is 13 minutes of terror and cultural appropriation and horribleness.
And also another scat reference.
Indeed.
Which we will get to as we start the video.
So synchronize your YouTubulators, folks. We are starting the video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... hit and play. We start the video in the Scalfani kitchen. Obviously, associate producer, mommy wife Tammy has helped with the video because it
actually looks like it's balanced.
Yes.
The tripod is balanced this time.
Yep, shot is level, decently exposed, or it's slightly overexposed by about 1/4 to 1/2 of a stop, but that's about as good as he gets. At least it's not so chronically underexposed that he's getting JPEG artifacting going on in it. Wearing a stained blue t-shirt, his best sauce cap turned backwards because he's 5.
We have the ingredients laid out. It's is pretty simple.
Meat and rice.
He substitutes the rice for the cauli rice.
Yes.
It's all Members Mark stuff. Chicken broth, an onion, 2 lemons, dill, mint, 2 eggs, salt, pepper, the meat, which I guess is ground beef of some sort.
Members Mark ground chuck.
The jar of grape leaves, which he goes on a tirade about, and he's like, you can't find these anywhere locally. He lives in Nashville, which I'm sure has a diverse culture, and there's probably markets there, maybe not a supermarket market, but smaller markets.
Well, you know Jack doesn't travel anywhere outside of that. What was the video we watched, like, I think it was the video before this, where he's like, oh, the Jack on the Go video.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, we're in downtown Nashville, I hope we don't get shot. Or he made some reference when they were going to the brew works. You know, he makes some reference to, like, the high crime area, and ooh, it's dangerous. And it's like 4 p.m. on a Saturday. You know, the birds are chirping, the sun is out, but, you know, Jack's worried about urban crime or something. You could tell he doesn't go to any place that, you know, he doesn't think he belongs, quote unquote. He's never been to a Mediterranean market. He's never been to a halal market. He's not going to Indian grocery stores or Asian markets. He's going to Sam's Club. He's going to Walmart. Maybe he goes to Kroger's. That's about as exotic as Jack gets. The international aisle at Kroger's.
I find it hard to believe that a Kroger's wouldn't have this, but I mean, I've only been in one time, so I didn't really look that closely at it.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the Nashville suburbs of Tennessee. Who knows what they have?
If you buy this off of Amazon, they're going to charge you triple of what it would cost you to buy it locally.
Now he's got his mint, he's got his dill, he's got his lemon, which, well, fun part is he shows real lemons up front, but you'll see later on that he goes back to the chemical lemon juice.
This doesn't start out so bad. He is following techniques that we've watched in other videos. He coats the bottom of the pan with the grape leaves, the ones that are too small to use, the ripped ones, that's what other people have been using in their videos. So this doesn't start out bad. You don't think it's going to take a turn, but it does. Once we get to mixing here, this is the mixing part of the video.
Yeah, this is where things start to go awry.
Yeah. They start to take a turn. He has allegedly grated onion.
Mommy wife Tammy has grated his onion.
I don't know what he grated them with, but the pieces still look kind of big to me. Like, it almost needs to be like liquefied for this to work.
Yeah, lots of the videos we watch, people really put these through a food processor and really shredded it into almost just powderized their onions.
He dumps in a bunch of dill. We don't know the measurements on any of this, by the way. The dill seems to still have its stems, which I'm sure is not appetizing.
It's a dirt stash of still.
I always pick it away from the stems, and then a fuck ton of mint. I think too much, but again, we don't know the measurements. So then he sprinkles it with salt and pepper to taste.
From his little pop-top jars.
Yeah, because he thinks he's a professional
Which he
chef.
also bought at Sam's Club.
Yes. Like, the guy goes through more salt and pepper shakers than anyone I've met in my entire life.
So now he has his dry and wet ingredients in the bowl, and he's beginning to talk about, safe food handling procedures. How somebody, if they're going to mix this, they probably should be wearing a glove, because obviously that's raw meat. And then he just dumps his hand in.
He just goes for it.
Reaches right for it.
Still has his ring on his finger. Still has his Apple Watch on.
And this is what we talked about a couple of podcasts ago. We keep pointing this out, that he keeps wearing the same things in the videos. It would take him 10 seconds to take those things off and not have to worry about cross-contaminating.
And we know that he has gloves because he used them in a video, I don't know, an older one that we reviewed.
When he was making his Thanksgiving turkey dinner.
Yeah,
the Dollar Tree turkey dinner that he made.
So I don't know what, it's kind of like a mask. Like, why wouldn't you wear a glove? Why wouldn't you wear a mask? Well, Jack is Jack. That's the answer. That's all we can say.
Well, these days, Jack would say that the Lord is protecting him from the food contamination.
Right.
So he's trying his best here, but the bowl's not held down, and he can't use his other hand to do it, so there's still big hunks of spices hanging out here. He really hasn't incorporated the ingredients 100%, and now he's adding the riced cauliflower, which is his keto low-carb edition. Rather than using traditional rice or basmati rice, he's using the riced cauliflower.
And I thought because rice cauliflower is kind of moist and it's got a lot of moisture in it, I said,
what is it?
Moist.
You're welcome, ASMR listeners.
So I thought that this would come out being like really watery and awful, but actually you want mixture really wet that I've seen in other videos because you don't want the rice expanding too much or it'll break grape leaves as they expand when you boil them off.
Now, mommy wife Tammy has yelled at him because she actually did measure out the proper amount in the rice cauliflower bag, so he has to put it back in shame.
Yeah, he takes it out and puts it back in with his disgusting meat hand. Like, I don't know what you're going to reuse that for after you touch watched it with raw meat, but okay, Jack.
Yeah, this video substitutes meat booger for meat hand.
Meat hand, yeah. There's a visual for you. So he's still mixing.
He's trying his best, but he can't get stuff off the sides, and he's now showing it to the camera like, look at the mess I made, mommy wife.
She's like, oh, I'm gonna have to clean all these dishes later. Oh, God.
So now they've moved on to rolling and assembling.
The videos that we watched, there's a specific way that you need to place the grape leaf on the cutting board or whatever they have here to roll it on. You have to have it the side has to be, the smooth side has to be down. The side with like the fibers,
of the leaf sticking up.
Has to be in. So I don't know
glossy side down, veiny side up.
Yes, thank you.
And the leaf, for the rolling technique of the leaf, they pretty much want you to roll away from you so that you're rolling it towards the point of the leaf so that tucks in.
So they're definitely...
None of which Jack or Tammy is doing right now.
And we don't know either. You're supposed to cut the stem of the grape leaf out. We can't really tell if they've done that here or not. It doesn't... The first one looks like it was okay. The second one, it's hard to tell.
I think when you see them in the pot, I think they're there. Like, I think when you'll see when they start covering them with the liquid.
They're inconsistent sizes too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So the technique of rolling is completely off.
The experienced dolma makers, the Iranian woman that we watched make these, know to sort the leaves by size. So that, again, you sort stuff by size, so you know, even cooking times, even cooking temperatures.
And you use the crappier ones for the coating on the bottom, and some of them even put it on the top too.
Right.
To just keep them in place. If you look in the pot after they've rolled them all, they all look various sizes.
They're different sizes, they didn't go for the consistent layering. Most of the people who make these are like, they talk about packing them in, but not too tight, but not too loose.
You want them touching.
Again, a whole bunch of techniques here that neither Jack nor Tammy is paying attention to at all.
So then he comes in with the lid and covers it up after he adds the liquid, which is chicken broth. Just standard chicken broth.
He also added some fresh squeezed lemon. So we're like, oh, maybe he took our advice. Maybe he stopped using the chemical Rhea lemon and he's moved on to fresh ingredients. Maybe he's taken our advice. Later on in a few minutes, you'll see he does none of the sort. He goes back to regular chemical lemon.
He waddles over to the stove, carrying the pot, barely making it, 2 feet across the room.
Oh yeah, no Seaborn or whatever it is, that hand thing that he uses, Seabo or whatever.
Seabo. Yeah, nothing I saw there with that. Be a good time to use it. Boiling the grape leaves
in the broth. Got the plate to hold them down, or the lid, because most people use a plate. He's using the lid.
In his rock pans.
Now he's not paying attention to the temperature he's doing it at. Most people, they bring it up to a boil and then immediately drop down to the lowest heat you can.
Yeah.
To a low simmer, and then you're simmering these things for like an hour. 45 minutes at least. Now Jack inexplicably has gone
Now it's really gonna take a turn here.
Yeah, this is completely inexplicable. I had no idea where he was going with this. Pink Chicken and I have eaten in several Greek restaurants in the greater New York area where we're at now. We love the chicken lemon soup they make, which inexplicably is the avalemino soup. Here Jack is making an avalemino sauce.
But he's not really making a sauce. Like I watched some videos last night.
The first time we watched his video, we couldn't figure out what the hell he was doing.
No,
he starts talking about he has to whip the eggs, and we're like, is he making a meringue? Like,
yeah, we just don't.
He's talking about forming peaks and like.
Yeah, you don't want peaks for this sauce, no.
And now of all the things he should be using the fresh lemon, here he's definitely using the concentrated chemical lemon.
He's making meringue at this point.
He's making a lemony egg foam that I haven't seen anyone else make. I've seen people make avalemino before, but not.
I've made avalemino soup. It's very easy, but I mean that's soup. That's soup. This is a sauce. So there's nothing in it that's going to make it stick to something. All of the people that I watched.
Nothing thickened, nothing emulsified. Here he's adding more. Now is this more lemon juice?
No, that's chicken broth.
Oh, okay.
That's the chicken broth from the pan that Tammy dug out for him because, essentially disabled.
So yeah, this would be the thing that you would.
You're tempering it. He's got that part right. That's correct. But the problem is there's nothing in here to bind it.
Tempering, you're supposed to pour a very thin, slow stream of warm sauce as you're continually incorporating it so that it doesn't scramble the eggs.
Yeah, this is.
He does none of that.
This whole fucking thing is mind-boggling to me.
So now he's bringing it back over to the pot,
which is wrong.
Right.
Wrong.
He's going to dump it in, which this is supposed to be something you sprinkle on top of.
Like a glaze.
Yeah.
Almost. ends up being a meringue that he dumps in the pot, which is in the hot water.
He gets this hot, lemony egg foam floating on top.
If you look, it's starting to scramble in some areas over on the top left.
Well, of course it will, because he doesn't know how to temper it. I don't even know. I literally don't.
I have no idea either. It's terrifying.
I've never seen anybody turn eggs into foam and then add them to boiling chicken water. And damn sure there haven't been grape leaves involved in any of that. So now he pulls them out onto a little, what looks like you would serve a sushi boat or chicken wings. It looks disgusting.
Yeah, well, there's egg foam on and like partially scrambled eggs on some of this.
I'm a good Christian. I'll let Pink Chicken tell you what it actually looks like they're coated with.
Jizz.
Yeah, they look like human excitement fluid has coated these, what Jack calls little poo-poos.
Which is an appetizing description, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. But notice that Fatty has no trouble shoving it in his mouth. And he goes, of course, for the most semen-coated one. The one that literally has all the white sticky foam all over it.
The semen scatological covered one.
Oh, yeah. The most disgusting one is the one he's drawn to, which I think speaks volumes for him.
At the end here, he's talking about how good they taste and everything. I mean...
Well, I love the fact he says, oh, I grew up with these, and then he says, I first had them when I was a teenager. Well, then you didn't grow up with them.
No.
I grew up with sauce and meatballs, but that means even before I was in kindergarten, every Sunday morning at my house, there was a pot of meatballs and sauce on our stove as soon as we got done with church. That's growing up with a food item. Discovering something when you go out to eat as a late teenager, that's not growing up with a food item in your house.
No, it's his stroke brain trying to relate something to the average person. He does a dissolve there, too. Did you see that? So we don't know what his actual reaction is.
I took it back a couple seconds to watch. What we do know is every time he does a dissolve cut to his reaction,
it's usually a sign of disappointment.
He's usually spitting it out. So we're going to watch this one more time. We're taking it back, puts it in, tastes, nope.
His eyeballs went up to the ceiling. Mm-hmm. He does that when he doesn't like something too. Right before it cut.
If you notice, from the time he pops it in his mouth, we're going to rewind again here, folks, so kind of hang with us. He pops that in his mouth at exactly 12 minutes. 12 minute and 22 second video, and he's out of 22 seconds. If he likes something, he's going to jabber on about it.
Drop the home run recipe.
Talk about what you could do with it, how he wants to improve it, how he wants to put more cheese on it, because that's what he does. But with this video, within 10 seconds, he is cut to black. There's no outro, there's no this
There's no title card, there's no sponsor.
He is literally sweeping this under the rug. Like, yep, I did it. I got my video. I'm done, mommy, wife. Can I get rid of this?
They're not going to eat that.
That's how you know this is a negative video. Oh, you know what? They'll give it to Jack Jr.
Well, he's allegedly not living in the house anymore. I mean, when you make stuffed grape leaves, if you make it with the entire jar of that, they said that you'll come out with about 30 to 35 grape leaves. Mm-hmm. And they're meant to be like an appetizer for a party. So who is eating all of these grape leaves? Especially if they don't like them.
I think what they'll probably do is throw them in a Rubbermaid container, and that'll be an excuse to go see the kids. Also, on the way to the kids, you know where they're going to go.
The cookie place.
Crumbly Cookie.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, look, we brought you these grape leaves. You just put them in your refrigerator. Don't have to eat them now, and we'll all have a cookie.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's 4 of them. 4 crumbly cookies per crumbly cookie pack. Ta-da!
But they're going to order like a quadruple batch of the cookies.
Well, you got to order 2 boxes because that's when you get the coupon. If you order one, you get a certain amount off the other one.
Absolutely.
Well, you're not going to eat all of them right there. We want to have something to take home, because you want a little nibble on something. Don't forget, they do a cheat day. So
cheat day is every day in the Scalfani household.
When they said that on the Jack during the Go, and Tammy said, oh, this is cheat day, I'm like, are you kidding? We've seen you out on cookie day, and we've seen you go for, the keto pizza day. Like, those were separate days. And he makes keto taco stuffed pepper day wasn't the same day. Like, when day isn't cheat day?
Exactly. I think we'll end it here. I think we've talked this one to death.
Don't forget to join us, folks. We have more Cooking with Jack videos coming up.
If you missed the live stream, we will upload it at a later time, just in case, this time doesn't work out for you. We hope to interact with our fans one-on-one, and
we want to take this time to thank you. When Pink Chicken and I started doing this, probably about 16 months ago at this part, this was kind of just to entertain ourselves and express our rage about the Cooking with Jack videos that we found. I had no idea that we would take it to this point, that we would have over 5,000 lifetime downloads off of Podbean. Thank you guys all so much for listening to us. for tolerating us, for, dare I say, enjoying us.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I commented on the Facebook page, like, we found out we now have downloads across literally every continent.
Except for Antarctica.
Except for Antarctica, which Podbean does not track. So there could be some guy, some crazy, Antarctic researcher in a container ship somewhere, playing with the penguins with his little iPod in his hand and his things, listening to Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. If you're there, sir, I recommend the Taco Zoodles episode. Seems to be a fan favorite. Thank you, folks.
Thank you so much.
And we'll join us next time for
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.